Hi, my name is Tim and I'm forgiven. I have a simple question. Why is healthcare a governmental issue? It's not logical to me. Healthcare is not as important to me as food, housing. How did healthcare from the government become an issue? It's more important that we eat than we have our health. If we don't eat, we don't have our health. It's more important that we have a place to live. These issues are not for the government to deal with. They're not. We have a whole bunch of politicians who are pandering to, I don't understand it. I'm not whining and crying about healthcare in America. I'm not. So who is? Who's whining and crying about it? The doctors get paid too much money? Is that what you're saying? What's it worth to save lives? So you lose your house because you had a major medical emergency. This is a part of life. Tornadoes tear up houses and destroy lives. Earthquakes tear up homes and businesses and destroy lives. Insurance is a business that takes a profit from insuring you against those risks. Insurance isn't a privilege. It's not a. It's a privilege. It's something you buy. It's not something you're born with. God forbid that anybody gets sick and have to be in the hospital and have major surgeries and tons of money going out. That's horrible. It's horrible. I've seen instances where families lost their farms, they've lost their homes, they lost their businesses because someone in the family got really, really sick. I know a young man, his daughter had a tumor in her head. Cost him $1 million after the insurance ran out. The bill was still $1 million. He was a young man. It probably cost him his marriage. He ended up separated from his wife. His daughter lived. She was supposed to die. After he had good insurance, and after his good insurance ran out, it cost him $1 million. You know what he did? God love him. He paid the bill. He worked overtime. He worked as much as he could, as long as he could, and he worked and he worked and he worked, and he paid the $1 million. It's incredible. Not everybody can do that. It's incredible. I never once heard him crying and moaning about it. What he did do, he did cry when he talked about how his daughter lived when she was supposed to die. We need a bunch of those kind of men out there. The women, they want the insurance for their children, and they put this responsibility on the government, and maybe, the guys are passing it off saying my wife wants security, and and maybe he wants security. I wish I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. But I wasn't. A lot of us wasn't. there aren't any freebies. You know, you get the idea that this healthcare bill is going to give you health insurance for free. There isn't anything for free. Nothing is free. And the worst part is, when you put another, what do you call it, another step in the process of healthcare, which would be major government involvement, you increase the cost. You don't decrease the cost. You're going to increase the cost of insurance. You're going to increase the cost of care. You're going to increase the cost of the paperwork. Everything's going to go up. And they're showing how the collection for this insurance is going to make excess revenues. Come on, people. It's illogical. I think I've addressed that question pretty good. I mean, insurance, it's not a God-given right. You know, if you get sick and you're losing your home, why don't you go to God? Why don't you ask Him why He let you down? Why He's expecting you to pay these bills? Believe in God, you got to believe He's behind all this, don't you? You know, hopefully there's a whole bunch of Christians out there that'll see your need and will do what they can to help you. I know it happens a lot. Maybe not enough. But the burden is not on society. It's on individuals. Individuals accept the burden or part of the burden because of love, and because of concern, because of family. We can't have a health care bill. It's just not right. The government has no business in health care. And this is probably a moot point. It's probably all irrelevant. We probably got health care up to our before any of this hits the airway. They probably all, I don't know. I don't want it to pass. But I'm sure it's going to. Because they really don't care what we want. They don't care what's good for us. Why do they want health care for us for? Why? Why? Because they can get reelected if they pass it? Is that their thinking? That this will give them a guaranteed reelection? Once it's, implemented, the Democrats will roll on and on and on. There's only two reasons to want it. One, you think it'll help you re-election. Two, it's going to give you money, power, and control. Those are the only two reasons. Only two reasons. Well, only we can fix these problems, and we're burying ourselves deeper. If we don't find a solution, if we don't all get involved, we're going to be in deep, deep goo. It's just getting deeper and deeper. And things are going to have to be undone. They're going to have to be undone. Or America is going to be undone. That's on our shoulders. We let America down. We're going to leave the mess, the turmoil, whatever's left for our grandchildren. God help us. God bless.